Welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation. I'm Owen James. This is your Rangers news update. Look, I think it's about the third video like this I've done. I'm getting a bit bored of it now. Very bored of it now. So it's been reported by Chris Jack, by Rangers Review, by Heart and Hand, by a lot of people seemingly in the know that it looks like Danny Rohl will be appointed the next head coach of Rangers. He will be appointed the next yes man at the club, the next man to be the lapdog of Kevin Thelwell. You know what? I've got to say that this appointment is not a good appointment. It's not a good appointment. We needed someone with strength of character. We needed a leader. We needed a real proper manager at the top. And what we've got is someone who will just be, well, looks like we will get. It's not confirmed yet. It could all fall through, as it does done the last couple. We've got someone who will be a total yes man for the board, a yes man for Kevin Thelwell, a yes man for Patrick Stewart. And again, this issue will rumble on. I predict that we'll probably be looking for another new manager by the end of this season. I've got a question, first of all. Danny Rohl obviously ruled himself out, said no to the job, and now he's going to get the job. So what's changed? Why has there been a sudden change of heart between I don't want it to I do want it now? Is the truth and reality been that Rangers have gone cap in hand begging to him because Muscat and Gerrard have turned them down? But you know what's going to happen. We're going to have a press conference at some point where Dickhead and Dickhead's assistant will sit there and say that this is our first choice. He was always our first choice, blah, 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 which we know is a lie. I personally will never, ever trust Kevin Thelwell or Patrick Stewart ever again. As in this club, the longer they are here, the more damage they are going to continue to do to this football club, and we all know that. It seems that the only ones who don't seem to realise that are Parag Marathe and Andrew Kavanagh, who don't seem to realise that that Tweedledum and Tweedledummer are doing so much damage to this football club. Kevin Thelwell is an absolute disgusting disgrace of a human being and a disgusting disgrace of a sporting director, and he needs to be kicked out of our football club as soon as possible. He's into cronyism, he's into nepotism, he's an absolute disgrace, and we should do everything we can to chase this bastard from our club. But it looks like it's going to be Danny Rohl as the manager. Now, Danny Rohl obviously worked under very difficult circumstances at Sheffield Wednesday. Obviously, that club is an absolute basket case under Chancery, obviously, who's just absolutely screwed his club over massively. Danny Rohl, of course, walked away from Sheffield Wednesday because of the situation that Chancery placed him in. Danny Rohl is 36 years old. He had no real playing career to speak of. He was a defender, played for Zwickau, Schachen, Leipzig, second 11, and Ellenberg. Like I said, never really had a playing career so to speak of. Started work with RB Leipzig, also has worked at Southampton and Bayern Munich, and was an assistant manager for the German national team. So I suppose that is one positive you can take, is that you don't get to be an assistant for the German national team if you're a complete and utter duffer. He then became Sheffield Wednesday manager. That was his first managerial appointment. During his time with Sheffield Wednesday, he managed them for 89 games, winning 34 of them, drawing 21 of them, and losing 34 of them, bringing in a win percentage of 38.2%, which is worse than Russell Martin's if anyone is keeping score on this situation. In his first season with Sheffield Wednesday, he finished 20th. He's finished 12th in his second season. Look, he did do a good job for Sheffield Wednesday. You've only got to look at the absolute disaster Sheffield Wednesday are having at this moment in time to see that the work that he did was obviously good work with them to get them to where he did last season. He's worked with JD Gassama, obviously previously. Gassama speaks very highly of Danny Rohl, as a manager, which is positive. Look, I still sit and I am still, in a situation where I can't be massively impressed with this. It just doesn't impress me at all. Again, because of the situation. Danny Rohl, in terms of his management style, is tactically flexible, high intensity approach, which combines counter-attacking football with structured quick passing in possession. He prioritises creating clear team identity and building a strong connection with his players. This high-intensity football, he favours high-paced high tempo football that relies on quick transitions and quick high pressing. Something that obviously you do need in Scotland to overcome that low block, and hopefully that's something that he can institute at Rangers. Yes, perhaps he hasn't got the players to do that, but he's got to kind of work his magic if he can. He is tactically flexible, unlike Russell Martin. He does avoid a rigid system. He adapts formations to suit games. He has played 3-4-2-1. He's played 4-2-3-1, 4-5-1. He uses a variety of formations to suit, which could be a positiveness. He has a fluidity in attack. He has fluid rotations, short, incisive passing to break down defences, which again could be something that is useful in Scotland. Defensively, while the attack is organised, the defence is typically organised and compact and set up in a mid-block to compress space and force turnovers. Again, that is something that does need to be developed. Rangers' defence, even on Saturday with Russell Martin gone, did not look good at all. So the defence is something that needs to be sort of pushed forward. He likes to install a clear identity and vision with his players. The core part of what he does is instilling this tactical identity that every player understands. That's something that he likes to bring to the team. He has a very human-centered approach. He treats his players as humans. That tries to look for the positive in everybody, apparently. He has a lot of trust and belief in his players. And he's all about player development as well. He's able to develop players, improve players. So he did a lot of work with JD Gassama during his time there. Also regarded as a strong motivator who brings a strong mentality and culture to this. I think that is obviously something that Rangers do need, someone who will have that strong mentality, have that strong culture build. It's something that is not present in the slightest at this football club. So Danny Rohl, it looks like it will be him. That is what we're getting. I would have much rather have had Muscat or Gerrard or, someone like that. I think they would have been a lot better. But, the problem is that we have this sporting director who is a moron and wants to complete control over the club. So whoever comes in is always going to be a yes man. I really hope that people in Heart and Hand and Four Lads, if they go to the press conference, have the courage to ask, one, was he your first choice? And if they say yes, then call them out on those lies. And then ask how much say will Danny have over player purchasing? Who will do the player buying? Ask them, put them on the spot. If they say it's Kevin Thelwell, then challenge Kevin Thelwell. Say, well, the players you've bought so far, your record so far, Kevin, is absolutely appalling. How do you defend that? Put pressure on the guy. Put him under pressure. But guys, it does look like it's going to be Danny Rohl. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. Personally, not impressed in the slightest. But we've got to get behind him, I guess, because he's going to be the new manager. Guys, have any thoughts? If you enjoyed the content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Personally, I'm done.